Open your eyes for a moment and be truly honest with yourself. You've spent years chasing the next milestone, the next job, the perfect relationship, that one object that promised to fulfill you. And yet, here you are, carrying that familiar feeling that something is still missing. That silent void that echoes at the end of the day when the noise finally stops. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how much you achieve, happiness always seems to stay exactly one step ahead of you? The truth the world sells you is that happiness is built by accumulating. But Buddhism holds a much harder truth, and at the same time, an infinitely more liberating one. The Buddha didn't teach how to get what you want. He taught why wanting it is precisely what is making you suffer. Today, we aren't going to talk about relaxation or incense. We are going to look directly into the root of your dissatisfaction. Before we dive into the hard truth, I want to invite you to be part of our growing community. If you are seeking a path to inner peace, click the subscribe button and turn on the bell. To set your intention for this video, type the word awareness in the comments. By doing this, you are telling your mind that you are ready to listen and transform. In this video, we are going to dismantle the lie you've been living in. We will understand why your mind is biologically designed to never be satisfied and, more importantly, how you can hack that ancient system. If you stay until the end, I won't promise that your problems will disappear, but I can assure you they will lose their power over you. Welcome to Buddhist feeling. Let's begin by understanding the hard reality of why you aren't happy. The first hard truth of Buddhism is encapsulated in a single ancient word, dukkha. While modern translations often simplify this to suffering, its true essence is far more haunting and profound. It is the inherent, perpetual unsatisfactoriness of existence. To understand your life, you must first understand that your mind is operating on a survival script that was never intended to make you happy. It was designed only to keep you wanting. Think about the architecture of your desires. We are biologically and psychologically wired to believe that peace is a destination, a golden horizon we will finally reach once the conditions of our lives are perfect. We tell ourselves, I will be happy when I get that promotion. I will be at peace when I find the right partner. Or, I will be satisfied when I finally reach that number in my bank account. But have you noticed the pattern? Have you noticed that the moment you summit the mountain you've been climbing for years, your eyes almost immediately begin searching for a higher peak? This is the hedonic treadmill, the modern psychological shadow of dukkha. Your mind is an expert at moving the goalposts of your own fulfillment. The new lifestyle becomes normal within weeks. The dream becomes a requirement. The moment of achievement is brief, a flickering spark, quickly replaced by a cold, familiar whisper. Is this it? Is there nothing more? We live in a state of not enough. We are like a thirsty traveler in a vast, scorching desert, desperately chasing a mirage. We see the water shimmering in the distance. We run toward it with everything we have, but the closer we get, the further it recedes into the heat. This constant chasing is not a personal failure. It is a fundamental glitch in the way we perceive reality. We are trying to build a permanent home in a world where everything is made of sand. Buddhism doesn't ask you to suppress your ambition or ignore your needs. It asks you to wake up to the exhausting, circular nature of the chase itself. It forces you to confront the uncomfortable reality that you are trying to fill a bottomless cup. The hard truth, the one that your ego will try to reject, is that as long as you rely on external milestones to provide a permanent internal sanctuary, you are destined to remain perpetually hungry. You are looking for stability in a storm, and for a soul that never rests. No amount of success will ever be enough to stop the trembling. If dukkha is the engine of our discontent, upadana, or attachment, is the fuel that keeps it burning. This is the second hard truth that most people spend their entire lives trying to ignore. Your pain does not come from what you lose. It comes from the desperate, white-knuckled grip you have on things that were never meant to be yours forever. We live in a culture that worships having. We are taught that our identity is a mosaic of our possessions, our titles, our relationships, and even our reputations. We don't just have a career, we become it. We don't just have a partner, we possess them as a pillar of our own stability. We attach our very soul to these external anchors, believing that if they remain steady, we will remain whole. But the universe is governed by one absolute law, anicca, or impermanence. Everything is in a state of flux. Every person you love, every dollar you earn, and every cell in your body is already in the process of leaving you. Attachment is the attempt to defy this law. It is like trying to hold a handful of water by squeezing your fist as tight as possible. What happens? The harder you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. This is the irony of the human condition. Our struggle for security is the very thing that creates our anxiety. We are so afraid of the void that we cling to toxic situations, dead-end jobs, and painful memories, simply because they are familiar. We would rather be miserable with what we know than be free in the unknown. But look deeper at the hard truth. Buddhism reveals that we don't just attach to physical things, we attach to ideas of how life should be. We are addicted to our own expectations. We carry around a mental blueprint of our perfect life, and every time reality fails to match that blueprint, we suffer. We are at war with reality itself. We demand that the seasons stop changing, that the people we love never grow old, and that the sun never sets on our moments of glory. This attachment is not love, it is a cage. Love is the ability to appreciate a flower while it blooms. Attachment is the need to pluck it so you can keep it, only to watch it wither in your hand. You are carrying a heavy burden of mine and ours, me and myself, and you wonder why your spirit feels so exhausted. The weight you feel is the weight of everything you are afraid to lose. You are a prisoner to your own treasures. Until you realize that your hands must be empty to truly be free, you will continue to be a slave to the things you think you own. The moment you stop defining yourself by what you can hold on to is the moment the world loses its power to break you. So, where does this leave us? If life is inherently unsatisfactory and our attachments are the chains that bind us, are we destined for a life of quiet despair? The third hard truth of Buddhism is the most powerful of all, nirodha. It is the realization that the end of suffering does not come from changing the world around you, but from changing the way you inhabit your own mind. True freedom is not the ability to get what you want. It is the courage to no longer need it. It is the transition from a life of grasping to a life of being. We have spent our entire lives building a fortress around the self, trying to protect an identity that is as fluid as a river. We fight so hard to be someone successful, someone loved, someone important. But the secret that Buddha discovered under the Bodhi tree is that the self we are trying to protect is the very thing creating the walls of our prison. When you stop trying to curate a perfect life and start observing life as it actually is, the weight begins to lift. You begin to understand that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, and you are certainly not your possessions. You are the silent observer, the vast sky that remains untouched by the passing clouds of joy or sorrow. This is the practice of equanimity. It is the ability to stand in the middle of a storm and not demand that the wind stop blowing, but rather to find the stillness within yourself that the wind cannot reach. Letting go is not a loss, it is a profound gain of space. It is like finally putting down a heavy suitcase you've been carrying for miles because you realized you never needed what was inside. In that empty space, something miraculous happens. Peace arises naturally. Not a peace that depends on a bank account or a relationship, but a peace that is your natural state of being. The hard truth is that the door to your cage has been open this entire time. You were only a prisoner because you were afraid to let go of the bars. Today, I challenge you to stop fighting for a life that is perfect and start embracing a life that is awake. True happiness is not found at the end of a journey, it is found the moment you stop running. Now, we reach the edge of the cliff. The final hard truth is one that most are too terrified to face. You are running out of time. We spend our days as if we have an eternity to find our peace, as if the right moment to be happy is waiting for us in a distant future. But the reality is that the future is a ghost that will never arrive, and the past is a graveyard of moments you can never touch again. To truly live, you must die before you die. This is not about physical death. It is about the death of the ego, the death of the person you think you need to be. It is the radical act of surrendering your life to the present moment, exactly as it is. Most people are sleepwalking through their existence, haunted by ghosts of regret and shadows of anxiety. They are so afraid of loss that they never truly possess their own lives. The power of this teaching is not in comfort, it is in the destruction of your illusions. When you finally accept that you have absolutely nothing to lose because nothing was ever truly yours, you become untouchable. Fear loses its grip. Ambition loses its poison. You no longer walk through the world as a beggar seeking validation. You walk as a witness to the miracle of being. This is the Great Awakening. It is the moment you realize that the peace you've been searching for is not at the end of the path, it is the path. You are the universe experiencing itself through a temporary lens. Stop waiting for the storm to pass. Learn to dance in the rain of your own existence. The truth is hard, yes. It is cold. It is uncompromising. But it is the only thing that can set you free. Wake up. Your life is happening right now, and it is far too beautiful to be spent in the waiting room of your own mind. You have heard the truths that many spend lifetimes running from. You have looked into the mirror of dukkha, felt the weight of your attachments, and glimpsed the door to your own liberation. Now, the video will end, the screen will go dark, and you will return to the noise of the world. The real question is, who will you be when you walk away? Will you return to the comfort of your chains, or will you carry this spark of awareness into every breath you take? Freedom is not a gift, it is a choice you must make in every single moment of your life. Do not let this be just another video you watched. Let it be the moment the old you began to fade, so the true you could finally breathe. Peace is not somewhere else. It is not in someone else. It is here. It is now. And it is yours, the moment you decide to let go. Wake up. Be still. And just be. Asterisk.